Hello there, and welcome to a bit of Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. Now, I should just preamble, once again provide a preamble. I thought I managed to get Spyro Enter the Dragonfly, Year of the Dragon, working. Unfortunately, one emulator crashed when I tried to, one ROM, Q, bin, whatever file it was, crashed upon trying to enter Sheila's Alps, and the other had no sound and no UI elements, so I couldn't even press start to begin the game. So we're playing this instead until I find a solution. Yes, right. So yes, right. So that's how we save the game. Okay. So I'll let you watch the cutscenes. I do apologise for any confusion with who some of these characters may be. I shall explain. This is the Sorceress, the antagonist of the third game, Year of the Dragon.
It's just a float, you scaredy cat.
That is Bianca.
They sure do look happy, don't they, Spyro?
Well, it's not every day that a dragon gets his dragonfly. Right, Sparks.
So, we meet again, little dragon. I'm back, and I'm stronger than ever.
Who are you calling little, Shorty? Nobody invited you. This is an invitation-only party.
Very clever, dragon. You know, you should join me. We would make a great team.
What do you want this time, Ripto?
Oh, yeah. What do we want this time, boss?
You're not hired for your brains, you dinosaurian landmass! Keep thinking and I will send you back to the place I found you, unemployed in Molten Crater, begging for work from nasty North. Now, back to what I was saying. Well, what do I want this time? I am glad that you asked, Purple Pest, and I will be happy to demonstrate. Since I've had enough to do with dragons, I thought, perhaps, dragonflies. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen, but... You see, without the power of dragonflies, the dragons are nothing. Soon, the dragon homelands will be mine.
Spyro, that little lizard totally stole all the dragonflies. Even Sparks is gone.
Spyro, follow me. I think I know where to start. Follow me.
So Bianca was one of the secondary antagonists of Spyro the Dragon, who then later joined forces with Spyro.
I thought I lost you, pal.
That was close, Sparks. Listen, I think I may have figured out a way to catch those dragonflies. Spyro, stand back.
Whoa! What'd you do that for?
Drat, that didn't exactly work right. I'm still learning, you know, Spyro. The good news is I've created a powerful magic that will enable you to use different breath abilities. The bad news is you're gonna have to find dragon runes to use them, since the spell scattered them in different parts of the dragon realms.
Cool. Come on, Sparks. Let's get going. We've got a lot of work ahead of us if we want to find those dragonflies. Do you think we'll ever get a day?
A day off, I think I was meant to say. I will say this much, I don't think the audio mixing is quite all that good because of the emulator. So, I don't know, I don't want to blame it all on, what am I using? Because it's a PS2 emulator, I found that works. PCSX2. Now, first of all, I must explain what in the hell all of that was. So we are playing Spyro Enter the Dragonfly on the PlayStation 2. This was the first Spyro game to go multi-platform. Oops, Daisy's do, excuse me. Oh, I've just shut it down. Tell me I had a save state. Hello everyone. Oh, balls, I've just saved it. Okay, right, skip this. So, Spyro Enter the Dragonfly was the first Spyro game to go multi-platform, and this was on the PlayStation 2, the Sony PlayStation 2, Microsoft Xbox, and Nintendo GameCube. It wasn't by Insomniac. In fact, with the way it looks, feels, sounds, and runs, you might actually think the game was made entirely by the voice actors. And kudos to the team for actually getting the voices of Tom Kenny and co for all of this. Because that's basically the most authentic part about the game, really. That said, it does actually feel like a Spyro, at least it looks like a Spyro game in most places. Hopefully this emulation doesn't have the problems that the PlayStation 2 game had. Also as well, I've just noticed as well, it's in 480, which I don't know if it's correct for the time, but still. So, our objective is to catch the dragonflies after Rupto was taken. So, we don't yet have the bubble breath, so we can't catch this dragonfly here. Dragonflies being the objective of the game. So, it's interesting that they've changed some of the lore about the game. So, originally, like in Spyro the Dragon,
Here, take this dragon rune to the dragon spirit over there. With this rune, he'll be able to combine dragon magic with my magic and grant you bubble breath to catch dragonflies. They're shy and will probably run away from you anytime you come near them.
the magic of the dragons originally came from dragon wings.
Use your L1 button to switch back and forth between fire and bubble breath.
Originally came from dragon wings, and then in the Game Boy Advance games it was things like, actually it's the fairies, and then it came from dragonflies, or rather dragon wings, dragonflies, fairies.
Spyro, the magic of this sacred rune will bestow upon you the power of bubble breath.
This is another thing that platform games at the time like to do. They like to give characters like elemental powers, like fire, earth, water, and wind, and this game does so as well. Although granted, it uses bubble breath. Bubbles is one of its elements. Spyro's turning is very stiff in this game, I have to say. Yeah, I mean his movement seems like authentic for like how a dragon would, I guess, but it's still performance-wise, it's not great. Okay. Oh, can't use my bubble breath, can I? Use fire breath. Now, some enemies can only be defeated by certain breath abilities, and you can only catch dragonflies with bubbles. You can catch more dragonflies with bubbles than vinegar. Oh, got an extra life.
So where exactly do I find these butterflies, Sparks?
So another thing that they changed, the developers changed in this game, was that the enemies drop treasure rather than magic, rather than using Astinork's magic to turn enemies into treasure. That's where the Norks came from. Now, how an Astinork came to be, I have no idea. But that's a theological debate that I'm not willing to get into yet. There is that. Now, speaking of Nasty Nork was supposed to be in this game originally, but the developers only had like 8 months to make this game for like 3 different platforms. Like with atrocious time constraints. For like new technology. And like, yeah, okay, fine, fair enough, like they are iterating on Insomniac's work, but still. I'm pretty sure I do, and that's very rarely. So, in order to break this lock, we need to use the Thunder Breath. Now, we don't have that yet. It will be a while before we have such an ability, I believe. Or it may be the first level, I can't quite remember. Oh yeah, something as well about the audio mixing isn't great in this game. Yeah, you either hear the waterfalls or you're down. I think. Yeah, it wasn't great. Just have a look around.
Hey, Spyro, you know, if you press the X button to jump, then press the X button again in midair, you can glide. Try using your glide to follow me. Way to go, Spyro! I think I see something shiny on that ledge over there. You can get there by hovering. To hover, press the triangle button at the end of your glide.
So, I know what we're all thinking, that Hunter looks like he's on crack and covered in butter. I'm not sure which is worse.
That sounds easy enough, but what's the challenge? What do I have to do? Activated? How do I activate the portal? I don't see any switches or power buttons.
Twice, you ignorant slut! All you have to do is walk through. Duh!
Okay, that Dragonfly is as good as free.
I do like that they're covering the basics for people who may have never played the game before. I do like to try and show those bits.
Nice work, Spyro! And check this out. I found a Dragonfly. Here, why don't you take it?
Hey, it's Bubbles.
And you have to hear, hey, it's so-and-so every single time. I don't need to do any shoutouts because he's already doing them for me. So, in this challenge we have to burn down all these scarecrows. But we've got to find them. And we have limited breath to do so. we fail, we've got to go all the way back up with a terrible movement. So I like to use this as an opportunity just to scout around, and these challenge things, as far as I'm aware, only appear in this hub world, in the hub world. So it's used as a means to encourage exploration of the world. Fortunately, I ran out of time. Got to try again. Yeah, so the way the game feels, to try and attempt to describe it, is Spyro doesn't feel as if he's running on the ground. Like, it feels like, you know, when like you see a cat running or a dog. Dogs especially, claws. Like, you know how you see like dogs running across like a polished surface? It feels like that, where he's like scampering. Like his feet are moving more than his distance is allowing. He's not getting enough distance for his movement. And that's how Spyro feels right now. Where's the other one? Oh, is he up there maybe? Oh, I'm never going to find out. I think I have to go back actually. Yeah, there are a lot of gems in this area. We need the frost breath here, or the ice breath. We've already had this one, so fine. The game, of course, taking like attempting no surprise whatsoever or subtlety to make you guess what kind of abilities you need in the future. I think actually then again, like climb ability was spoken of, but that was about it. I think that was the only one that was mentioned by name. I think swim and head bash were applied. So we've got to keep on doing this challenge until we get this Dragonfly. And as far as I'm aware, there's only one level available to us. Yeah, so Spyro's movement feels... oh, okay, that didn't register. Yeah, his movement feels like he's... like a dog scampering on a polished surface, or like polished wood. Just there. There we go. So, yeah, very ineffectual. Turning as well doesn't feel quite like jumping. Like, I don't feel as if, like, when I jump, I'm getting the most out of the jump. Which may become a problem later down the line. Yeah, some of these challenge requirements are quite tight.
Hey, it's Jeet!
Not sure I've ever heard that name before, but okay. So. That's basically the challenge there. I don't think we can do it again. If we... Ah, yes, the challenge gateway has been destroyed. So, onwards we go. And this thing has no relevance to us just yet. It will later on, but not yet. Yeah, the jump maxes out, like not high enough. It's like I'm straining to get more jump, and it's not working. As far as I'm aware, there's only actually 2 levels available to us, unless I have a go at trying to get to this one, maybe. think it's called Cloud 9.
Spyro, I was dreaming of a genie that turned into a nightmare when these horrible Riptocs kicked me out of my bed and threw me down this swirly thingy. Maybe the magic of dragonflies will help activate it.
I must admit, Pudgy is one of my favourite characters in the Spyro universe. So we do 25 dragonflies. So basically we only have one level active to us at the moment, which is this one.
Good work, Spyro. Use the stones to get to the dojo. Remember, Spyro, find the dragonflies before Ripto.
Well, it's a bit too late for that. He's already done it, hasn't he? So, rather than use portals, we now have other means of getting to levels. So in this case, we've got a rock with a nice little lantern on it.
Oh no, Spyro! It looks like the Riptocs have frozen all the Dragon Masters. You're going to have to use your flame breath to melt the ice and find out what happened here.
So, Enter the Dragonfly is an obvious take on Enter the Dragon. And the sort of kung fu film. The thing is, it's very much like it's the same naming convention of Gateway to Glimmer, in that, well, it's only really applying to this one level, you know. You don't really see any more of the Dragon Masters throughout the game. Yeah. So, something I don't like about so something I don't like about the level design on this is you've got a whole lot of space and a whole lot of nothing happening in it, like this. Just wandering around, trying, like, chasing gems, like having to spend way too much time chasing after gems. Also, as well, the frame rate shits the bed when you go into water because I don't know, it's like probably like the highest resolution of the game. I remember when Payday 2 had like these really massive performance problems because like the shadows were like 4K, and that's like before 4K monitors were or whatever. So yeah, it's like, yeah, it's no wonder. So you had to install like this mod to get rid of the 4K shadows. But yeah, it was a problem that plagued Final Fantasy XIV as well when that originally came out.
Hey, it's Steppy.
So, the Dragonflies are one of the worst collectibles in the Spyro game, in that they actively run away from you. And also as well, the hit registration on the bubble breath is dire.
Ah, Spyro, thank goodness you had the sense to free me from that icy cage. Who would have thought the Riptocs would dare invade the sacred Dragonfly dojo? Spyro, do what you can to return the dojo to its peaceful state by freeing all of the Dragon Masters. Remember, Spyro, the way of the dragon is to be a dragon.
God almighty. Yeah, I really don't know why the mouths are so rubbery. Or at least like the bottom jaw is so rubbery. But there you go. So I just want to have a quick look around because I really don't want to come back here. Just want to look around gems last time. Okay. Does Sparks give me the... No, he doesn't, as far as I'm aware. The ability to look around for gems, because they used to be able to point you to gems in Spyro upon unlocking a certain ability. It doesn't appear as though he has that ability just yet. Or indeed at all. I don't know if he gets it back. I really should watch my review again. That was one of the earliest reviews I did, and one of the most watched ones as well. I'm genuinely surprised how popular that review went at the time. Back when I was like changing from the Roots Game Show to this. That was like one of the reviews that made me like, I'm really glad that I made this choice to move. If I've got to listen to this, you have to. I don't know what Fahrenheit is. I'm terrible with all measurements. Yes. Well, just go back and check. So the reason why this exists is because this is like a quasi-loading screen. In a lot of video games you will see long corridors that have nothing in them. And that's to make sure that the next area can render properly, because it's really massive and basically wasting resources. So they need these loading screens. Okay. I think Zoe could have told me that, but okay. Yeah, if I'm playing this rather pedestrian, it's because the game is rather pedestrian. I have to carefully align myself with the gems so not to miss them. By the way, if this game looks at all choppy, it's not my PC. It's not the emulator, it is the game. Like, this is how the game ran at the time. I was really hoping that being emulated, it would run a lot more smoothly than it does, but unfortunately, not even the emulator can fix that, and hey, fair enough. I understand that you need like a higher end machine to sort of run like PlayStation 3 emulations or such. Oh yeah, by the way, this is going to take up a lot of time in my review, a bit of. There's got to be a more effective way, I hear you ask.
Hey, it's Shellac.
That's the game. That's this. This is what it is. This is what we have to play. Forever and ever and ever. It amazes me, you know, that the breath ability actually kicked off in Hero State, the game following this, which I will likely play because that one's much better. But I think it's, and I do, because the thing is like a lot of games, like they have a lot of good ideas, and bad games do not make it into following games. We just found the lightning breath ability there, just lying on the ground, giving it much reverence and remembrance. But we can't use it yet because we need to hand it into the dragon spirit. But yeah, like the Hero's Tale, I remember hating it so much because it was like, how dare you have like this? There'd be no levels and it all be like just one big hub world.
Spyro-san, I'm sorry the dojo is in such a state for your visit. It's usually a haven of tranquility. It is here that dragonflies grow up and train to be dragon companions. Protecting young dragonflies is a dragon sensei's highest calling, you know. And Spyro, your efforts will result in much reward.
Sorry that I've never heard in all my days such cringe-worthy voice acting. Like, it's... I know cringe is overstated, but Christ in heaven, that is bad. I can imagine the voice act. Like, I used to hate listening to my old content backwards, so back to me. Like, Greasy Gamer, you could not force me to watch one of my old Greasy Gamer videos because I just didn't like them at all. Yeah, just use sounds instead of words, John. So, for that, good God. Oh, my health fan. Flame breath. The flame breath being more effective on enemies than dragonflies. The rest might as well be. Here we have another hidden loading screen, having to render less. Because we have yet another bit of the level that is completely unnecessary. I don't want to get too close to the edge, but like look at this. Like, I get that the PS1 did this as well, but the PS1 has considerably less resources, so you've just got this purple haze down there. Rather than, like, you know, using the PS2's impressive render distance and quality to make a better floor. Now, I know I'm criticising this game a lot. I do actually have a soft spot for it, mostly because it's the idea. I hate saying games have potential, as if that excuses its problems. It doesn't. But the developers understood with the assignment. They just couldn't do it.
Wise beyond your years.
Within the time.
May the dragon spirits guide you on your way.
Ah, Spyro. In trouble again, I see. What a surprise. Dragons in danger or something like that? Well, you'll have to pay me 200 gems to cross this mighty large chasm to reach any of the other dojos. Although I may be practicing compassion, money still has my soul. Thanks, Spyro. These gems are music to my ears and will do wonders as inspiration for my poetry. Look, Spyro, even I know some magic when properly motivated.
It's not that his voice acting there is cringeworthy, it's that it's unimpressive.
Thanks, Spyro. These gems are music to my ears and will do wonders as in...
Just imagining I don't have anything else to say, but I suppose the less he has to say, the better. We will get around to these different places in the distance, don't worry. Yeah, it's just that, like... It's games like this that sort of show my problem with, like, tech demos and whatever. Like, you're not interested in making a game, you're interested in, like, showing off the hardware. Like, look at how much space we can give to a single level. Like, all of this, like, from over there to that back wall would be, like, the size of a single level in any of the Spyro games on PS1. This is just one part of Hub World.
Good work, Spyro-san. Those Riptocs don't seem to be much of a challenge for you. Perhaps you should contemplate a career as a dragon sensei. It could be your density. I mean, your destiny.
I'll give them that. That's fine.
Now, I will open that gate. That, it appears, is my density. I mean, destiny, Spyro.
Alright, don't milk it. It's like they've put, like, what have they used it for? What have they used all this space for? They've used it for some bad water effects, sparse vegetation, and really not a whole lot else. You know, it's like it's just empty, and like I don't want to spend a collectathon. It's already bad enough like when you're looking for like the last collectible. When you're looking around for like the last collectible. Come on, you turd.
Hey, it's
Goddamn
Cinder.
right, I caught him. Next. Yeah, I don't really want to spend a load of time wandering around the level trying to find the last collectible item. So when you make the map way too large, I have to spend even more time. This is very interesting indeed. We will get around to this eventually, but first I need to make sure I've got all the gems in all the other areas. Get to the end. Like, because of the size of the level, you have to spend so much time with corridors like these interconnecting parts. I still can't believe we're not at the fucking end yet. Well, actually we are. This is like the final additional bit. And then you have to do things like this with like 4 baskets just clumped together, like very incoherently.
Hey, it's Cloudy.
And then you've got to spend ages wandering around trying to get these last bits and fill the space from the development stuff. You've got to fill the space. With things like that. There are so many. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I get that. Like in my top 9 levels of Spyro the Dragon, I spoke of the Dreamweaver as being like completely incoherent and mind-boggling, and just like a complete brain fuck. The thing is that at least it worked for that context. Like this does not. Like this is supposed to be the Dragon Dojo, not Operation Mindfuck. You know.
You have done well.
You know, I might actually only be able to get like 1 level done at a time. There aren't many
took
levels.
much
again.
courage. I think this baby dragonfly will be safe with you.
Hey, it's Roxy.
Remember, Spyro, find and return the remaining baby dragonflies. They are the fortune of the Dragon Realms.
I'll provide a mini fucking fortune, I can tell you that. Yeah. Right. Down there, I need the ice breath. I remember that much. And that there is the exit portal, which we currently don't need. So I think all the exit portals look the same. I'm going to go down here. Oh, dear. Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll give the devs this. The reason why this little path bit here exists is so you can get to here.
Spyro, you're just in time to help me. RJ and Rusty were playing with my kite, and Riptox came by, kicked sand in my face, and threw it up in the tree. I hate the taste of sand. If I could breathe ice like a big bad dragon, maybe I could get my kite down.
How? I mean, I know how, but how does he know that? The idea is that, well, think Spyro 2. You use the ice breath on the dragon, jump on top of him, and then proceed to get the kite. Which looks like a Chinese dragon. Missed opportunity, really, to bring back those ones in Spyro Year of the Dragon. The sort of Chinese dragons that tormented the place. Well, this is what connects the level together. So, I thought there was something called that, there isn't, is there? Yeah. Right. So, now we're going to go through all the level again. Get the two challenges within. Through the portals, and then exit. We will probably have to scout once again for all the gems. Because I will have probably missed some. This is why it's going to take me an entire episode to do a level, because it's there we are. Because there's just so much to do. Unfortunately, most of it is walking around. Like, at least in a smaller level. Like, people were actually stupid enough to ask me, why would a map be too big? A map's too... If a map's... Like... Because then you're spending more time doing stupid shit like this. Wandering around trying to look for gems and whatnot. And it's not like it's a particularly interesting map either. Like, believe it or not, this is the best that Enter the Dragonfly does, essentially. All the effort was put into this one level, because that's what the marketing was for. Like, perfection is not achieved... Perfection is achieved not when there's nothing left to add, but when there's nothing left to take away. I think it was Antoine de Saint-Exupéry said that. So, here we have the speedways in the levels. Neither really, but we've got to do that. So, like, would this be as bad if, like, Spyro actually controlled competently? Yes. Well, no, it wouldn't be as bad, but it would still be bad because the map is too large. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck that up. Right, change of plan. Gotta keep my eyes in the sky. There he is. So if you fly into them, you shave time off what you need. I do like the super charge animation. His feet. Very similar to previously, but still I think it's a bit better defined in this way. I will say now that I know I complain a lot about this game. I complain about it because I love it like that. If I didn't love this game, I wouldn't be playing it. I don't love it in the same way that I like it as such, as a video game, but I love it as a concept. It's a very dangerous thing to do. When considering one's own integrity when reviewing a product. Potential, like, I coined the term Robert's razor, which is like, I basically just discard any review that uses the word potential, at least on Steam, because they're reviewing its potential, not what it is. it's like, or rather, like, the revised Robert's Razor is potentially is not good enough to talk about a game, because it just be good from the start. It's supposed to review what it is, not what it isn't.
Hey, it's Rashomon.
I do like the flapping on Spyro's wings though. The perfection is achieved quote. Perfection is achieved not when there's nothing left to add, but when there's nothing left to take away, is great advice for writing. If you're looking at making your own D&D campaign, that's how you should take the advice. Basically, it's meant to say, have all the important stuff ready. Make sure that's all done. Add the fluff afterwards. So it's just that the flame attack does nothing. I think I need the rockets. Which is not unique to this, I suppose. So these races were added in Spyro Year of the Dragon. Speedways just used to be time attacks. And you have like these stars you can go through for speed boost, and you would get rockets as well to fire at the other participants to slow them down somewhat. The thing as well is that with the races, sometimes like both were necessary. Also as well, participants of the races may be able to use them as well. It's another bit of D&D as well, that if players can do something, so can you. You want cold shots, like stabbing in the kidneys or whatever? Great, the enemies can do it as well. Watch how the idea suddenly vanishes from the table. I am rather amused by Spyro's back feet just swaying from side to side. So we've got another Dragonfly for ourselves.
Hey, it's Yojimbo.
So I'm going to see if I can find Hunter or some other NPC, because I can't remember if there was anything like that. Yeah, okay, well, so I think there's a skill point for beats in your own time, maybe, I'm not quite sure. Let's have a look around. Where was he be? So if there's going to be an NPC, they're going to be somewhere that you don't really need to be in terms of the objectives. So I'm thinking maybe up in the mountains. How high can we go? So we can't really reach the top of the mountains. Perhaps we can find them. This is of course assuming there is an NPC here. I don't know if it's like in the Dragon where or indeed Spyro 2 where you would have characters hidden in levels with additional objectives. I can always come back at a later time, it's just that I want to be sure of these things now. let's actually have a look at the atlas. They don't call it the guidebook anymore, they call it the atlas. Oh, okay, right, so apparently the controls are inverted. So... Sorry, what? Oh no, they're not. I don't know why. Okay, so right, so okay, right, that's fine. So I know of at least. Okay, so I don't think there's actually anything here. So I think we can just leave this place. Exit area. By exit area, I really hope they just mean this bit and not the dojo. So this is one of the notoriously long load times. Not as bad as Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex, but still fairly bad. I don't think I'm going to be able to do another level. I do apologise for spitting. I think I will have enough time to actually wrap up the next bit of the lobby, whatever the lightning breath requires. I know I haven't really done all that much. I really do apologise for how much time this game takes. But yeah. Oh yeah, just another thing as well. So when I edit these videos, just putting the camera stuff and all that together, making sure that the aspect ratios are correct. I have to do a process called rendering it. And that basically means that I have to, like when you flatten an image in PaintNet, whatever, like all the layers, you go put them all together. That takes up a lot of time. That takes about like an hour and a half for me to do, an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I think as well, it's eating up a lot of electricity because my manager bills have gone up considerably. So I think if it's using up too much electricity, I'm going to have to cut down the amount of videos that I do per month. I will continue to do session recaps on my others.
Welcome to our tank training arena, Private Dragon. Now I've got a prize
Channel.
for you if you can destroy all the dummy tanks. But you'll have to figure out how to get past the gates.
So we'll see.
Would you clear out the tank training arena?
Okay, so Patton, named after, of course, General Patton.
Would you clear out the tank training arena?
Is that going to seize a tank? So, I've spoken to before about the unnecessary amount of vehicles in platform games, and this is essentially what I mean. Why do I need to be in a tank? And what do tanks really have to do with Spyro? Right, it controls it well enough so far, it's just the projectiles are a bit slow. So I'm going to look around to make sure I'm not missing anything. sorry I've gone quiet all of a sudden. I'm having to concentrate because those tanks are hard. Mind you, there's plenty of fodder around. Yeah, this is hardly the sort of bumper cars from Spyro the Dragon. Yeah, so like, if the vehicle makes the character move worse, or doesn't really contribute anything to like the game, like this doesn't, why is it here? That's like my rant about unnecessary vehicles in platform games. Oh shit. I did not kill him apparently. Oh, okay, that one took a few hits apparently. Oh, there's a tank around there. There's 21 of these tanks that we're going to hit, by the way. We have to raise the turret. Oh no, too high. Inverted controls, I see, okay. Before I go through, just destroy this. Let's see the hitboxes on these fucking archers. See, I can't necessarily just spam it either. The time to launch it is quite slow. You'd think I was playing Paladins with how slow the shooting is. Those rockets were taking the time to get there. I've been no good in Fury. So thankfully there's no gems that I really have to look out for, but I've still got to look out for 6 more tanks. I think there's only 2 levels like this, which is too many. Like, I get why vehicles were added. I mean, it was probably most of it was a Crash Bandicoot, to be honest. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot Warped, but just about warped the expectations of every game developer and publisher out there. That ain't working, right? Now can I hit the thing behind it? No. Ain't gonna do it either. How about now? The last one's going to be in there, isn't it? Yeah.
Well done, Private. You're a clever dragon, ain't you? Smart enough to get the gates open and skillful enough to survive the tanks. As a reward, I'll let you have the dojo mascot.
Hey, it's Cup.
If you'd like, I can set up some more dummies for you. Would you like to do some target practice?
Sounds like fun.
Well, that's too bad. But I'll have this tank ready for you when you change your mind.
Yeah, like, I get why they've added vehicles. It was because of things like, you know, like, you don't just want to be collecting gems and orbs all the time. You know, you got to spice it up. Fine, fair enough. but I fail to see what was fun about that. Like, I didn't enjoy that at the time. In fact, I hated that at the time, that mode. Like, I didn't mind the game itself at the time, but the tank, no. The thing is that they doubled down on it in future games. Oh Christ, I have to check, do I have all that? Oh shit, I don't, do I? Oh. 575. Oh, right, okay, so I'm actually missing 125 gems. How the fuck do I miss 125 gems? Like, I thought it was just gonna be like, 23 or something like that, 26, but 100. There's something wrong with that picture, ain't there? Like, tell me I'm not fucking seeing things. There's 700 gems here. This was another thing that pissed me off as well, the amount of gems you had to get per level. I can't believe I forgot this one. And I used to hate the idea of like gems being an unlimited resource in Hero's Tale. Well, they seem to be fucking endless here. Is that the exit portal? I'm fairly certain there was something in the beginning I missed. 125 gems. What the fuck? That must... No, that's the exit portal because this is the end of the level. This is rather the beginning of the level. And I haven't missed any enemies I know of. Like, these ones you spawn when you leave the portal minigames. Oh. That ain't right, surely. Like, what part of the level have I just rushed through almost entirely? I must have done. I must have missed an entire part of the level. I'm so sorry that I'm awful at this game and wasting your time. But I genuinely don't know where this could be. Like, the level is already too big as is. 500 gems is already too many. Where have I lost 100 gems? They're not going to be the Speedway. So, like, there's not going to be 100 gems atop this bit here.
Spyro, my kite got stuck up in the tree. Could you get my kite out of the tree for me, Spyro? I can't reach it because there's nothing here to stand on, just me.
There's nothing I've seen that requires the electric breath. The frost breath is... it's not up there because that was a Speedway, wasn't it? Yeah. Was there something that Sparks needed to do in the Speedway? Let's have a look at the Alice again. Let me try and figure this shit out. Dragonfly Dojo. 700 gems. There's 2 kites. Right? So I gotta get the kite from there and the kite from near the end of the level. Is there a Sparks minigame in the... Help, I fucking need help. Oh, Jesus Christ, right. Oh, we don't have the wing shield ability yet. That was another thing that was introduced here as well, wing shield. And get projectiles to bounce off you. Quite good actually. They introduced that in. It's over there. That's where I missed it, of course. I'm so sorry, gang, for my incompetence. I really am. I knew there was a whirligig. I just couldn't remember where it exactly was. So is it? I think it's safe to just glide over. Yep. There's some hover. My word, gang, I really am sorry. I can't believe I missed that. And it's like in such plain sight as well. I don't like getting mad at the game. I really don't. I don't like getting mad at any game.
Hey, it's gone.
Like, I like getting mad in a review. It gets the blood up. I like writing reviews. It's like scathing reviews. It's cathartic. Is that all the gems then? Thank fuck for that. Right, so what's this then? I've still got 699 gems. Okay. Oh, that just takes us back. I thought it was like a bonus area. Oh, the music's cut out.
Thanks, Spyro.
Let's go home. Yeah, but I don't like getting mad at the game. Especially this one. I know I've complained a lot. I think my complaints are valid. The map's too large, the movement doesn't feel great, I'm not given a great impression. I don't even give a good impression of like the bonus stuff. The speedways are okay, fine, fair enough. But yeah, 700 gems per level, Jesus. That's not good. That is not good at all. Just because you've got a bigger level, in fact, just because you've got better hardware doesn't mean you need bigger levels, and therefore you don't need to pack your game full of crap collectibles. You know? Or just, you know, lots of them. Lots of the same collectible. Anyway. I think I need to wrap this up because I've got to go down to the market.
Spyro, the magic of this sacred rune will grant you the power of electric breath.
Yippee-ki-yay. So now we have two of the runes there. How nice. So this still hasn't opened up to us yet. So how many dragonflies have we got so far? So we've got 12 dragonflies. Okay. So we can't go to the Pudgy's level yet. I do like that the player is given some modicum of agency there to open the door. That's good. Rather than just having an NPC in front of it saying, hey, you've got this collectible that we want you to have. Great. Opens for later. I would disagree that this is better. Cloud's moving, well, that's good. I like the sun rays as well. I've always liked that about the Spyro games. They've always had beautiful skyboxes. So before I do the challenge, I'm going to get all the gems. Oh Christ, I don't want to listen to this.
So what's the challenge this time? Activated? How do I activate the portal? I don't see any switches or power buttons.
Okay. But we're not doing that just yet, because we need... I don't think I want to get too close to this bloke. I do appreciate the devs trying something new with some of this stuff.
Hey, it's Kanichi!
But other times just isn't quite simple. And like whatever good is achieved, it's the controls that bring it down, isn't it? Like the lightning challenge that's going to come up. I'm not looking forward to that one because it requires precise platforming. Okay, there we go. So, like so. So, Spyro can move and slide. God, I don't want to really touch this bloke, but it's okay.
Wow, that's a lot of dragonflies, Spyro. You should have no problem getting this here UFO to work now. Hop aboard, but beware, the space cows. They're everywhere, everywhere.
So the flying sheep and space cows have returned from Spyro 2 and 3. And they're actually a bit more appropriate this time around as well, like in a level that actually, you know, kind of uses them appropriately. There's Dragonfly there, we'll go back to him very soon.
Hey, it's Amy!
I will go back very soon. Just want to get these gems first. Wish they wouldn't scatter them about like that, just put them in a straight line. I know I'm complaining a lot, and I know a lot of these complaints seem petty. Believe me, they do. The thing is that like they culminate into what makes the game the game. Like these problems don't exist in a vacuum. They all work together to make the game worse. Unfortunately, I cannot just pick and choose the best parts of the game and just enjoy those. I have to, unfortunately, experience everything bad about it. Along with everything good, and however good something may be, I have to take the bad with it. And however bad something might be, I have to take the good with it. But the underwater movement's not too bad. Spyro's animation looks quite decent there. Oh no, I don't actually want to step on, otherwise I will end up going to another level. And unfortunately I don't have time for that. There we have an Englishman and Benidorm there. Oops, there it is. just thinking if there's any more gems that I can mop up. I don't think there are, so on to this challenge. Oh, it hasn't set my breath to the default, to the one I need. I do like that wherever there's a level, like the environment suits it. So like this is like a farm level. Okay, fair enough. We're coming up to a beach level later, so fine, fair enough. You know, we've had like a sort of Japanese style level, so we've got the cherry blossoms, etc. All very nice. My god, this might be the first time I actually do this level. This challenge in the first go.
Hey, it's Alex.
And I think that's just about all we can do. We've got all... No, we've still got 15 Dragonflies. So let's park our ass in front of where we need to be next. So seeing as we've spoken to Farmer Bill, I think we'll do that level next. Just have another nice look around. Well, another look around at least, anyway. So yeah, so I think I'll call it there, and we'll do this level next. Thank you ever so much for watching. I do apologise for my grumbling, but yeah, I really do want to enjoy the game. I'm going to try and be a bit more enthusiastic this time. Ooh, there's a gem there. But yeah, hopefully I can at least demonstrate why I like the game. Like, this is the thing, I'm actually trying to show the good parts of the game very badly, I realise. I think once I got all my complaints out of the way, I'll actually start to be a bit more enthusiastic, and if I make a regular thing about this, then yeah, I ought to enjoy it. So, thank you ever so much for watching, take care, and I shall speak again soon. Ta for now.